the way things are going, the threats against Donald Trump, the threats against Elon Musk, what are they doing now? They're setting fires at Tesla stations. They're setting Tesla cars on fire. They're shooting up Tesla dealerships, threatening Elon's life. Now we got a DDoS attack, a cyber attack of some sort on X. It's not cooling down. It's only escalating. On TikTok, these people are posting incessantly saying things like you should go do it and stuff like that. There's a viral video where a guy points out, one woman says something to the effect of like, y'all know you need to go and do it or whatever. And it's vague. But in the comments, she makes reference to getting rid of the king and the president. Or I'm sorry, she made a reference to John Wilkes Booth. So everybody knew what she was saying. Another one responded saying that it'll be her. Outright saying it'll be me and you'll know it. These people are making these videos. It is mass formation psychosis where they want clicks and they want views. So they are going to just pile on and say, do it, do it, do it, do it until a handful of crazy people start doing crazy things. I'm
noticing the mental illness in my my ex-friends getting crazier than it was when they were mad at me during how I was during COVID. Like the way I'm like if I make fun of Zelensky, it's like I'm making fun of their dad or mom. And they're sending me like deranged messages. We had someone threaten the family saying they know where my kids are.
Over Zelensky.
Over politics. And it's insane. And that's just my personal life.
Just looking at the reaction to Zelensky. Who is this guy? Why do you care about him? You don't know who he is. You never heard of him before. The war in Ukraine has been, it's been 3 years. And in 3 years, you have attached your soul to this man. You are psychotic. These people have lost their minds and they're dangerous.
They see him as he's the opposing force to Trump. One of the many that they see on their side.
You know, I see these things as sort of like the macrocosm of the small scale stuff that's actually going to cause it. They have created so much strife and division in so many homes and among so many friends and among, they've set friends against each other. They've sent brothers against sisters, fathers against sons, husbands against wives. And all at the same time doing a very good job convincing an enormous portion of the population that there is nothing worse in the world than a straight white man.
Yeah.
But, it's this phenomenon that we're seeing is a component of deep state intelligence agents or whatever trying to struggle to maintain power, zealots and far leftists. The biggest concern I have is not the deep state. Trump's routing them. It's not Antifa. These people are stupid. It is the random woman screaming the American flag is white supremacy without thought or knowledge or knowing what's going on. It is the zealous mass. The largest lump of the far left derangement is the cult mass. They don't read the news. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're insistent they do. And they want destructive things. I'll give you a really good example, and I'm going to drag Elad on purpose. Elad is a communist. He's shocking. So Elad he's a freelance reporter for us. He came on the show and said, Bezos makes too much money and uses loopholes to avoid paying taxes. And I'm like, okay, that's a leftist talking point, and it's fundamentally and factually false. Now, I'm not trying to drag Elad for no reason. The point is, no matter how many times we told Elad he did not understand corporate law or tax law, he was arguing with us fervently and adamantly that Jeff Bezos pay taxes on money that doesn't exist. No matter how many times we tried to explain, Bezos does not have that cash. It is imaginary equity and it is imaginary value based on the equity in a company. He said, so what? He should pay taxes. There's no explaining to him that's impossible and it makes no sense. It's like someone saying, we should scoop up the sky and throw it in the ocean. And you're like, okay, that's just nonsense. You said nothing. And then they get mad at you and they say, we have to do it. Then you see the people out in the streets, Antifa, and they're screaming, we gotta tear down the sky. And you're like, it's nothing. It's water particles and refraction. What are you talking about? And they're like, you're a fascist because you won't do it. And they burn buildings down. There's no convincing a person who is deranged and can't comprehend reality. You can try, you can be nice, you can vote. But eventually, they're going to say, Elon Musk, whose dealerships are being burned down, or being shot up, is doing this to make money. Tesla stock is down some 30% in a month. He's doing it to steal your money and make money. What? His stock is going down. His net worth is declining. And then they're going to say you should pay taxes on it. They have no idea what they're talking about. None of it makes sense. And these people are, it's derangement.
They were self-immolating last year and cheering.
They were lighting
Luigi
themselves on
Mangione.
fire,
So, like,
weren't
what's the next step, right?
Well, now they're all on social media advocating for assassination. Not all of them, but many people are outright calling for violence. Right. You had that video of Adam Conover's podcast where a woman said that she polled people who attended the Women's March, and 30% said they believed the use of violence was justified to stop Donald Trump, or something to that effect.
Yeah. Yeah, and they saw January 6th as, worse than 9/11, worse than D-Day.
How long until they start attacking just random Tesla owners? So they
already are.
They're vandalizing.
So they're going to attack themselves?
They already are. There's
Actual people, or they're vandalizing?
They're vandalizing random Tesla vehicles.
Oh yeah,
No, I'm talking about what about when they start attacking the people that own Tesla?
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
You know what I mean? Like,
bound to happen.
Now, granted, I think that it's still that's a little far away, because now they're only vandalizing. They haven't started. They're not actually attacking people yet, but they're vandalizing dealerships. They're vandalizing the Tesla superchargers.
How many snowflakes do you know personally?
Not many.
I can tell you that they got all the talk and all the balls in the world until another living creature is staring them in the face. If there's nobody there, they'll spray paint, they'll key, they'll cut, they'll do whatever. The moment even the tiniest ray of light shines onto their darkness, they shrivel so fast.
I disagree.
You think?
I have been at way too many events with far leftists where single individual actors have committed acts of violence against people.
Yeah.
Certainly there are the people you're referring to, but the ones that are committing violence, they're going to commit violence. It's actually the inverse, to be honest. So the strategy used by leftists is get as many regular people as possible to create a mass of bodies, and then one person starts the violence to ignite the conflict.
Yeah.
So it's usually the individual actors. And, well, actually, I am agreeing largely with what you say, but I disagree that if they're by themselves, they won't do it. They certainly do. They throw bricks by themselves. They use the masses to cover their actions when they engage in violence. But certainly we have seen numerous instances where individual far leftists have started fights or gotten into fights, or small groups even.
Sure. I'm just saying that those kind of people really aren't the same kind of people who are going to go and like sneak up and spray paint. Like part of like those people, like they want the conflict. It's like they want someone to be filming it. It's like you know what I mean? Like those are two different people. The one who sneaks up and slashes a Tesla's tires is not the same one screaming at the top of their lungs in a big protest, starting the violence.
So, like at big protests, the person who slashes the tire quietly is the person who starts the violence.
You think so?
That's their strategy. They call it green, yellow, and red. And so the green zone is the large mass of people who are stupid and have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
The yellow are the direct action people who are leading and organizing the protest and directing the masses. And the red actors are those who throw bricks and flash.
In these big organized protests, I actually do think you're right. I was thinking more along lines of like, you walk to your parked car after you're at the bar and some pink-haired snowflake is trying to key your car. That's not the dude who's going to swing on you.
Well, I mean, the pink-haired woman, maybe not. A guy would.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I said pink-haired guy, but
that guy will.
Yeah, that's what happened to I forget the guy's name that got shot in.
Aaron Danielson in Portland.
Yeah,
one guy with a BLM tattoo walked up and just went bam bam in his chest.
Yeah.
So that, yes, but what I'm saying is that's a different guy than the one who's like sneaking around and trying to like.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
So the direct action groups, these are the violent people who show up and fight the Proud Boys. If you watch the Portland videos, they wear masks, they go off, they get into street fights. They're the same people who plan the violence, and they're the same people who go out at night and do sabotage, chaining doors, putting super glue in locks and things like that. The regular people who are screaming at the top of their lungs and marching through the street, those are the green actors, meaning a pair of organizers from the direct action group of their cell or whatever they call it will go flyer and tell everybody, hey, we're doing a big march. It's a peaceful protest. They will then have the direct action violence people. These are the people who wear all black, burn things, set fires, smash things, fight people. They will crack you in the head with a bike lock. That's what they did in Berkeley. The same people who brought makeshift smoke bombs, brought M80s, one of their guys came with a bike lock and was bashing several people over the head with it. The regular people who get invited are meant to create a mass the police can't handle, and it's designed to indoctrinate. So what they'll do is they'll say, peaceful protest, everybody come. Then the direct action group has the yellow organizers. These are people who will be in the front line with the cops yelling at them and will be directing the mass. And then the red actors, the red group, are usually crowded around in the centers, and they'll throw bricks, throw M80s, throw less so Molotov. We don't see a lot of Molotovs in the United States, though it did happen in the George Floyd riots. Or they will directly barricade themselves to buildings. They expect to get arrested. The goal is to create chaos. So the mass of regular people have no idea what's going on. That's the green zone. It's the biggest. Is to cover up what they're doing. They'll say, hey, everybody, wear masks. Show up wearing a hoodie in solidarity. That way the police can't identify who the bad actors are. The other reason they do it is that they intentionally will start a fight with the cops. So the cops arrest all these run-of-the-mill college students. That way they go to jail, are terrified, and then while in jail, the cultist far leftists will say, see, aren't cops evil? Look what they're doing to you. You didn't even do anything wrong. You were peacefully protesting. That's unconstitutional. They're fascists. I know. Let's all sing songs together. Not kidding. Literally how they do it. Then they're all singing together. Then when they're finally being let go, they say, here's my phone number. Call me. Let's hang out. And that's how they indoctrinate young people into their cult. They intentionally get them arrested. They plan, I will say this to all the young people out there, they want you to get arrested. They will instigate a fight with the cops, so the cops arrest you and then look you in the eyes and say, look how evil they are for doing this. That's the game they play. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.